waiting for a star to fall. You get to see the setup because this isn't professional by any means. Oh, let's see if it even shows up. It's been a bit, right? It's been a while. The last stream I did was, I believe, the N word stream, right? Where I tried for an entire hour not to say the N word. And I was successful ultimately. Let's see how this stream looks like. You get to see the behind the scenes of me setting it up because my production value is negative. It's negative production value. That's what you expect when it comes to this particular show. But really, if you want something different, I mean, there's plenty of other shows online, right? If you want some production value, you don't come to this channel and look for specifically production value. Let's see if I could even see myself. Apparently not. Let's see. Is it going to load on my end? I see the comments. I see the comments, but I don't see myself. And I want to see how I look like because I'm vain and I'm full of shit. And I want to see how I look like. If I don't see how I look like, it's like Kanye. I don't know if you remember that concert that Kanye West did, where he essentially didn't perform. He refused to perform because some shit happened. I forgot what it was. It wasn't when Kim got kidnapped. It was for another reason. So now I have to go to Edge. I have to go to my favorite thing to do when I'm jerking off, Edge, and see if I could find myself on stream. This is what I have to do here in order to see myself because my production value is negative. Okay? Cool Ranch Doritos are overrated. And let's see how I look. I'm going to X this out. Oh, I got an ad. Look at that. Your boy's monetized. Your boy is monetized. Who'd have thought? Okay. Wow, this looks like shit. This looks like shit. Okay, let me go to 144p. Let me turn off the volume here. Wow, this looks terrible. This is tremendous. And this is using the back camera, so I'm like, oh, the quality is gonna be better. No, the quality, it's almost like the angle. I got fucked. It looks like it's on a Dutch, what is it, a Dutch tilt, right? If we're using technical terms from cinematography, it's literally at an angle. This is what you're getting when it comes to pig cake. Production value equivalent to the beer you're drinking. Yeah, Bud Light. I was just having a spirited discussion with Daniel over liquor. We're talking about the different beers and Four Loco specifically, and how Four Loco is essentially designed for college rape. I mean, there's not really much else that it's designed for. It's not a beverage that's designed to be enjoyed, that's for sure. Although we were kind of upset because the pregame hasn't made its way to South Florida. So Four Loco pregame hasn't made its way to where I'm at. So I enjoy Bud Light. It's about 120 calories. It's 4.2 APV, right? And it's almost it's closer to water than anything else. So I like it. I enjoy it. I partake in it. Let me see if this is connected to the right one, because if not, then I'm wasting my time here. If this is not connected to the right one, it says no internet. How am I able to see myself if there's no internet? Wi-Fi, okay, connected and secured. There you go. Thank you. That's all I want. All I want is to be able to look at myself here. So this, I haven't done a stream in a bit, right? I haven't done one in a quite a long time. I believe before July 4th was the last one. But here it is. Here's another live stream to add to the long list of streams that I've added to this channel. Today, Magic Orthodoxy was very nice to do a review for the Pig Cake Magic Academy. Very nice of him. I got some people checking it out because of that, and I'm grateful to my dad that he ended up doing a nice review. He checked it out from a couple weeks ago, and he's been a hot member for quite a little bit of time. I need to buy one of his shirts just to thank him. So I need to buy one of his merch from his store. But it's all magic related stuff. That's the worst part. So I mean, like you look at like a pig cake merch, right? And it's a pig cake. I've gotten compliments on it because they're like, "Oh, I like that. It's a pig. It's a cake. It's funny." But if I'm wearing like a shirt that's specifically magic, like a reference to magic, I feel cheesy. I feel like that's not my vibe. As a matter of fact, I found this in the closet, right? This is let's see who recognizes this particular shirt. But I found this, and this I feel uncomfortable wearing this because I'm not a fan of graphic tees. I feel like if you're wearing graphic tees, you're also the type of person to wear Converse shoes. And I don't know if you know this, but I think I'm above the age where Converse shoes are acceptable. I think if you're past 25 and you're wearing Converse shoes, you need to be taken out back. I wear Vans. It's different. They're white. It's a classic, right? Converse, I feel it's stuck to the yeah the minors. So Converse is for the minors. Florida man assassinated Haiti president. I believe it. I believe it. We're pretty much losing our minds as a planet, right? What we got? We got Cuba losing their minds. We got Haiti. We got South Africa. Everybody's losing their minds. Casey says, "I miss the old pig cake." There's no difference, right? I know people keep saying that, and they say that because they know it bothers me. But there's literally no difference. There's no difference between pig cake of old and pig cake of new. And literally, it's the only difference is that now I do an introduction where you see my face, whereas before you would just see the hands. You would just see the hands, right? So it's different. Um, okay, let me go live here to make sure there. It's been a while since I watched your vids. Fucking love your tutorials. They're awesome and really helped me a lot, says Tim Jesse. You're welcome. You're welcome, and I hope that your penis is slightly bigger because of that. Typically, when it comes to doing magic tricks, it's short, it's small, right? But when you watch my videos specifically, there's some sort of scientific thing that happens. I'm not a scientist, but there's something that happens genetically where your penis grows. Where's Top Notch says Spidey Edits. Why do I feel like that's the same channel? Spidey Edit and Top Notch is the same person, I feel, especially considering how many accounts Top Notch has. I feel like, yeah, I've reached 50,000 subs, right? 50,000 subs. Again, 14 people watch my videos, right? So it's not really there's not really a connection there between the 50,000 subs and the amount of people that actually watch the videos. However, I do feel that 49,000 of those are top-notch alternative comments. I feel like that's the fact that it's not just actual people; it's just top notch being making accounts. Quite a crazy amount of accounts based on creepy pastas, based on I don't know, fucking what else? I forgot if the other videos you showed me some weird bowling video that I saw on your account. But I decided to do a little stream here because I haven't done one in a bit. Why not? Magic Orthodoxy made a nice video in regards to the Pig Cake Magic Academy. I made a TikTok video yesterday in regards to cringe magic on TikTok, and it's the same names that come up. It's not like it's anything unique. It's always the same names that seem to come up when it comes to the specific genre of cringe magic on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube. It's that Sean does magic guy, and it's that weird guy that looks like me when I have my hair pulled back, right? But his hairline goes all the way here. So the Indian dude that he does those things where he's like I featured him in the video where he changes a balloon. I forgot what his name is, but it's that guy and Sean does magic. That every time I look up tricks on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok, it's the one that comes up, and I want to find a nearest gun and repaint my wall. You know what I'm saying? Repaint my wall with brain matter. Bobby White says, "Hey Diesel, God fucking damn it, tremendous. Thank you for that. I appreciate that reference. It's a great reference, very specific reference. It's only a reference that somebody that would have had to do probably I don't know a week of research would find out. So I appreciate that. I'm epic guy. Okay, my penis is a blimp now. Thanks, bro. But here's the thing, right? For the shitty stuff that I find on TikTok, I find some crazy stuff, right? So for a lot of the cringe that I find when it comes to looking up this stuff on Instagram and on TikTok, I find a lot of good stuff. I find a lot of great content, a lot of very skilled individuals that are crazy, a lot of skilled people that are very technically sound and way better than I could ever be. So there's also that. But the ones that stand out and get millions upon millions of views and have millions of followers and subscribers are the cringe ones, are the ones that are catered towards retards. So the guy that's like, that doesn't even say words. He just goes, balloon, name color, blue, yellow. Like he's not even saying cohesive sentences. He's just saying words because that's who he's trying to appeal to. He's trying to appeal to the people that are essentially brain dead. Those are the ones that get millions of views. But the ones that involve technically sound, very skilled, very, I would say, beautiful card magic, like 4 views. Oh snap! What do you think of the Poirier versus McGregor fight? Let me tell you, I watched it. Right, I was watching it live, and I saw him break the ankle before, like they realized what happened. I saw his ankle come back, and I'm like, yeah, this fight's over. What a fucking shit show! It was all hype. It was the equivalent of a move that if you look up on Urban Dictionary called the Hollywood, right, where you have to take a dump, you sit on the toilet, and it's a lot of squeezing, but nothing comes out. Right, so that's what that fight was. It was a lot of squeezing, but nothing came out. Poirier was clearly on top though for that round. But you know, McGregor can make a comeback out of nowhere. So it could have gone either way, especially had they gone to the end of that particular round. So it could have gone either way. So it's kind of a weird fight, but I remember watching it. The crazy guy was the guy with green hair. That for some reason I want to see how the government could study him as a potential COVID cure because that guy just kept getting punched in the face and kept coming back. So that was the guy that I would watch out for. Hane says the TikTok Korean magician side really good. They're all 10. They look like models. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of lipstick is popular with Korean men. Very feminine attributes that people find very attractive over there for some reason. I think plastic surgery is also very prevalent in Korea for both sexes or genders. I don't know if you could say that in 2021. There are two without getting someone in the comment section. But as far as that, there's a lot of lipstick that's common. And the weird one is that guy. I put a video, a quite hysterical video, on my Twitter, saying, "Oh yeah, I've never done this before." Right, like the girl says, "I've never done this before," and then it's a very skilled Korean man doing ball manipulation, very highly advanced ball manipulation. Right, the joke, of course, being that all girls say they don't know what they're doing, and then they're there doing they're doing the gobbledygook 3000 on your left nut. Let's see. JT says you showed something cool. Can you repeat? I had to leave the room. Well, I'm always constantly showing something cool, right? Everything I do here could be considered cool. Look at this shirt. I mentioned it before. You got Beat It. This is the shirt from Beat It from Michael Jackson's music video, right? My dude didn't do it. I'm on that side. I'm on the side that MJ didn't do it. MJ, I mean, who made the joke about Macaulay Culkin? If there was a child to fuck, it would be Macaulay Culkin, and MJ didn't fuck Macaulay Culkin. The memes of McGregor afterwards were pretty jokes, but it's bad to see his career turn this way, especially the wife talk. Yeah, but he's always been that way. He's always been the one to talk and blast it, and then at the end be somewhat respectful. Although this one was the opposite. This one, he ended up not being respectful and talking shit, even on the ground. James Kim says, "Hey PK, good to see you. One random question: does the burglars effect need a stooge? Does the burglars effect need a stooge? No, no, not all methods. I mean, some do, right? Some could favor from a stooge, maybe. Somebody might know. For example, the deck that you're using, if it's um, a memorized deck, right? How clean would it be if your stooge knows the memorized deck, and then somebody says a card and he happens to say the number that that card lies in, right? Then you have the perfect effect, essentially, from the memorized deck. But it doesn't have to. Gerardo says Trump stole the night. Yeah, Trump was there. He made an entrance. Was cheered quite heavily, and sat down, which is kind of odd. I feel like I still don't understand how that works because I know that former presidents have to have protection on them. I think I don't know if it works if you've been impeached or not, but I still think they get protection from um, the Secret Service, and it just seems like there's ample opportunity to just come in and like just stab him in the back of the neck. So I feel like that's a very possible thing there. So I don't know how that works. Tim Jesse says, dude, a lot of these Instagram magicians ain't got shit on the OGs like Blackstone Jr. Well, I think that if they watch that video of him performing, I believe here in Miami in the Super Bowl, or I think it was the Orange Bowl, I think they might think otherwise with him getting fucking ridiculous. With the wind knocking everything over and all the tricks being essentially exposed because the environmental conditions. So that was quite a hysterical video if you find that. Let's see. I was in your Minecraft when you took over the village and found the woodland mansion. That was quite a while ago because that means that I probably had to have some sort of stable internet, which I haven't had in 3 fucking years. Let's see. The dude with the crazy hair got a $75,000 bonus for being a fucking warrior. Well deserved. He didn't quit. Yeah, that's the scary part. That guy definitely has brain damage now. He forgot his like math. Is if you see the fight, he keeps coming back to Shane O'Malley. Chris is a tough SOB. Definitely deserved it. Oh, that's his name. Yeah, Chris. Daniel says, "What's up, pig cake buddy or piggy buddy? What's up, dog? How you doing, man? Just doing a hot live stream. Haven't done one in a while. Felt like it's overdue. Had some fun videos that I uploaded. The middle finger one, right, is was quite a fun one, as somebody mentioned. I like the stab. The card stab is a classic method, and it's one of my favorite things because it just seems like there's a lot of production taking place. So if you haven't seen the video, go ahead and watch it. And the of course the TikTok one is another one that I also did, which is there's another tutorial that I did as well. But I'm also very grateful that Magic Orthodoxy made a nice little video on the Magic Academy. It was very nice of him, very sweet of him, very positive words. So I thought that that was very nice of him to do that particular review. Let's see the middle finger one. Yeah, that one. That one's a fun one too because I've seen that done everywhere, and there's a lot of magicians that have different methods. I don't have any napkins near me, any fapkins, but a lot of magicians do that thing, right? They do that dumb gag where you do the middle finger. So I realized you could do a steal if you split it. So if you could do a steal when you split it, and then you could actually show the hand to be empty, which is quite fun because then you actually get a trick. It's not just the gag. The gag has always been, oh, let me just do this and then right? But that creates an offbeat. You don't even have to do the split. You could probably just transfer to the hand in the offbeat, and then you could actually make it vanish, which is an interesting approach to it. I really haven't seen that done before. I've seen different vanishes without thumb tips, right, that involve steals, but never with that. So that was a fun one. I don't want to get Harrison Greenbaum on my ass because he's the one that claims originality to the fuck you in a magic trick gag. So I don't want to do that, you know. But me and then I would say Harrison first and then me. It came with the middle finger gag there, right? Look at that, drumming up old drama between who was it? Who was the chubby lesbian from Illusionist? That now he's at Murphy's. Lloyd, right? Lloyd Barnes. That he's the one that had that whole drama with the FU trick with Harrison Greenbaum. So that was a fun little bit of drama. Anytime there's any drama between magicians, I always want to get on it as fast as possible. So I follow Magician Roasted on Instagram. There's a wonderful page. I probably mention him every single fucking stream that I do. But the most recent stuff is this magical Katrina woman that I think he ended up finding her sex phone number and all this stuff. And he keeps posting stories about it, and it's always interesting because she's, you know, fairly hypocritical. She, I think, fabricated evidence against him. Anytime there's any magic drama, I love being on top of it, and I love just seeing it from the outsider's perspective. I don't think I've gotten involved in any magic drama in a bit, at least. James Kim says, "Gotcha. Another random question. How did you start Magic, and who are your Magic inspirations?" I've said the story of how I started Magic a lot, but Magic inspirations is always the same people when you ask that question to magicians, right? David Williamson is one. Funny enough, I had the opportunity to meet him when I went up to Ohio, and I just had an awkward interaction with him, which is hysterical because I've been literally looking up to this guy my entire life, and I have an opportunity to be like, "Oh, David, you know, I've been a long time fan, whatever." And instead, I just have an awkward moment with him, and that's it. That was my only interaction with David Williamson. Tremendous. Bobby White, should I shave my mustache off? No, you should keep it. You should keep it. Definitely keep it, my friend. And, enjoy the fruitful labor of having Arabic genetics where your mustache is thick and full. Fuck. Hungry and Hungover, you missed the comment earlier, but here's my stream reminder for you to drop your deck, of which I don't have. Let's see what decks I have near me. I have the DMCs. That's the deck that I have near me. I have the DMC Elites. I have like three of them. And I don't even have the Jellyfish deck that Penguin wanted me to shill. I thought that was an interesting deck because the logo goes over the border. So I found that to be a little bit interesting because usually they don't take advantage of the border. They just see it as dead space. But this one managed to weave in a thing. But the one that I have near me are the Elites. So I can bust these out. Oh, yeah. And they're sealed. I don't even think I have an open one. Do I? Yeah, this one's open. So the DMC Elites, I believe, manufactured by or made by Phil Smith. He has a nice Penguin Live lecture, and these are the DMC Elites, right? I've been a fan of them forever. I remember they sent them to me when I had like 2,000 subs. They sent me I called it the Rogue deck. I believe is the Rouge edition, based on the color, but I called it the Rogue deck because I'm a retard. Um, but this is the elite version, which has a bunch of different markings on it. Let's see, it has the markings of the number in size Stebbins, mnemonica, and it look at that, it has like 20,000 different fucking markings on them, and you could read them from a mile away. Seven of clubs. This one I don't think it's marked. Yeah, it's the Joker. Seven of hearts, two of hearts, 10 of hearts. Right, these are very well marked playing cards. The only problem is that they're quite pricey. I think last time I checked, they were like $20 a deck, compared to the Penguin Magic ones that are $5 to $7 a deck for a nice marked deck. But this is definitely a nice quality one if you're a fan of that style. This is the V5. Jesus, I'm getting old. Like I said, Cool Ranch, it gives your food a booster, you punk. Yeah, Cool Ranch Doritos are disgusting. I don't see the if you have nacho cheese Doritos and Cool Ranch, for some reason people tend to gravitate to Cool Ranch because apparently they like the taste of asshole. They like the incest. They like, I don't know, gross, disgusting things, right? Whereas nacho cheese Doritos, the dust on your fingers tastes good. The crumbs on the bottom taste good, right? Every single thing about that tastes amazing. Whereas Cooler Ranch, it's like it's all right, but it's not better than nacho cheese Doritos. You have to be crazy. At least I'll give you this: Cool Ranch Doritos are better than the spicy ones. The purple bag. What am I, black? The the purple spicy ones that come in the bag next to the grenade drinks. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that at all. Somebody, by the way, funny enough, mentioned in the Magic Orthodoxy review, it's like, oh, I see Pigcake is not, thankfully, he's not doing racist jokes anymore. And I just drop a racist joke right there, right? Look at that. Look at that. Gerardo says, in your opinion, what is the best card trick you could repeat more than once, excluding the dreadful AC? Well, there's a lot of tricks that are designed by their nature to be repeated. I could think of one from Expert Card Technique. It's like a force. It's not a force. Sorry, it's a peek. Right. I think the trick is that you peek at the cards as you do a pressure fan, and you find a card out that way. So it's pretty much designed to be repeated. But I feel like there's not a lot of tricks in Magic that are subject to repetition because it's the adage, that classic phrase of once is a trick, twice is a lesson. Right, the second time they're going to be looking for certain things, but even that could be exploited because you could repeat the same effect multiple times if you do it correctly and you structure the routine well. Shout out to Joy Diaz Ranch Rent. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Joey Diaz is well, actually, no, 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 no. He says blue cheese. He likes blue cheese. I like ranch, right? I'm a fan of ranch. I'm a fan of like ranch as a dressing, right? So as an individual dressing, I'm a fan of that. However, I'm not a fan of dunking chicken in sauce. I know that might be sacrilege, right? But I'm not a fan of that dunking action. So I don't take any. The chicken should stand out on its own, right? The chicken wing should not require me to dunk it in a substance for it to be good. I should just be able to dunk it in, or I should be able to just eat it without anything. So that's how I feel chicken wings should be, right? Maybe the sauce is ingrained in the actual chicken wing. But if you have to dunk it, then you have shitty chicken wings. I went to Hooters the other day, and you pretty much had to. It was a nasty. First of all, it's microwaved, right? And second of all, it's there. It's like the sauce is greasy, so it's a nasty combination. Hooters is definitely another one that's overrated. The topic was blue cheese or ranch on chicken wings, and blue cheese is superior. Fuck ranch. Yeah, people are very defensive when it comes to their dips, right? Their blue cheese and their ranch. They're very aggressive when it comes to that. I prefer none. I think the chicken wing should be able to stand out on its own, right? Free the chicken wing. People are saying SOS Cuba, free Cuba. I'm saying free the chicken wing. Okay, the chicken wing should be on its own. Huang Justin says, "Much love for you and your content." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the fun stuff. Right, I've been enjoying making the content as of late. The stuff that I've been putting out recently has been among my favorite. I like the dynamic. I like the two cam. I finally figured out how to use multicam. Before I was doing it like a retard. I was doing multicam like an idiot. I would put both. I'd synchronize it. I'd chop it up, and it would be awful. Now I figured out how to do it correctly, and it's literally a button that I could press to switch camera angles. So it makes it so much easier, and it adds that much more production to my videos. Daniel was telling me today because he got a good deal for me on a new camera, but I'm like, listen, bro. Do you see the channel? Like, you think this channel needs a better camera? You think that's what's gonna make it better? A better camera? Really? Okay, all right. It doesn't need a better camera. It needs a lot of other things. It doesn't need a better camera. So I turned down that particular deal. DJ Magic says, "How do you know what asshole tastes like?" Well, I hope that you know that people frequently eat asshole. People frequently eat butthole. So that's a thing that people do. I've never done it. I have friends that do it, and they oddly enough, they defend it. I think it's gross, but I'm not about to get into a whole conversation here about eating butt. Huang Justin said, "Felt as part of the joke, kind of niche. Watch iDubbbz and you were so magic. I felt like you were the iDubbbz of magic." Yeah, but iDubbbz so far, he's a lot of people have fluctuated on iDubbbz because of his girlfriend. His girlfriend is this like internet thought, right? I think it's fine. I think his content has been great and consistently great. He hasn't really deviated from that, but people really feel like he has. But he hasn't. If you break down what he does, he hasn't changed. But yeah, I take that as a compliment, being the iDubbbz of magic. We need one, right? Too many people are stuck up their ass, and I'm out here, all right, saying it how it is. I'm out here saying it how it is. I don't know why it just flashed. Bobby White says, "Want me to send a new camera? Early birthday gift, really early." Yeah, considering you happen to know not only my voter registration information, but also my exact information when it comes to everything. It's very suspicious. Very suspicious. The amount of time you have to research stuff. Let's see, Hungering Hunger. Have you learned any moving hole effects? There's one in the top 10 on Penguin that looks dope, but also have to carry around a hole puncher. Yeah, that's not, I don't think that that's cool. When you got to carry around a hole puncher, and not only do you have to justify carrying a deck of playing cards, but you also have to justify, no, 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 I just have this hole puncher on me. So there really isn't any cool moving hole trick that you could bust out at any given time. I know that R. Paul Wilson has the classic one, which is, I mean, it's pretty much the one that it's the standard one that you have four holes, and then you could, you put them all in one particular corner. Of course, the card can be examined. You have to do a switch, and it does involve a little bit of very, I would say, precise hole punching as a setup. But I mean, you really can get. There's one by Jay Sankey, which is fun. That's like this. He does this thing, right? So there's a circle here, and there's a hole here, and then he does this, and then the hole moves to the circle. That's a fun one. that Jay Sankey does that involves, I think, a double backer that he had forever ago. But I can't imagine just the, oh, hey, let me fucking hole punch. Let me have a hole puncher on me. What are your go-to tricks, close-up or streaks? Well, I don't know. It depends. I feel because I hate. I'm not a fan of doing tricks publicly. Like I'm not a fan of that. When I do have a chance, I always just do basic stuff. I'll do like one of these forces, right? One of these forces, and then maybe reveal the card, do like any card at any number. That's kind of the standard. I feel like that's the go-to because it doesn't require any work. However, if it's like I have to do something, it'll be Back in Time by Jay Sankey. It'll be that I think is one of the best tricks. I never understood the moving hole trick, says Sean Divine. What are you trying to prove with it? Right? Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's just stands out on its own. It just literally this thing that you go, oh look, here's a hole. I can move holes. Is it sexual? Is it a sexual thing? Maybe that's potentially why somehow it has like a dirty inside connotation to it. But I've never liked it. I've really never liked it. I really haven't had the need for it. There's one that's cool that like you stretch the hole, speaking of sexual, right? That you grab the hole and then you could stretch it and then you put it back and you hand them the card. But it's just one of these I would say not paranormal. What's the word that I'm looking for? Surreal sort of effects. But I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of that. JT says Back in Time slays when I'm busking, but the best reactions come from card at name from the Academy. Woo, name dropping. Well, I mean, yeah, it depends. I think that it's if you're looking for those sort of reactions, though, there's always the same sort of tricks that work. The one that always kills is that one where you control the card to the top, and man, literally every fucking magician does it in their thing, where you control the card to the top, right? Whatever method you want, you then go, all right, so you're gonna try to find your own card, all right? You're gonna try to find your card. Is that your card? No, that would have been good. That would have been good. Hold your hand out like this. All right, great. Hold on to the card. Put it in the middle. Was that it? No, wasn't that? Wasn't the 10? No. Well, what was your card? Oh, that's impossible because that's the one you're holding. And then they turn it over and that's their card. That, I think, is one of the strongest things you can do. And it's like just the easiest thing. Literally a double lift and a control and you're good to go. But I think that and there's a reason why David Williamson, for example, has that in his, I think that cocktail dazzler routine. It's because it's just the easiest thing and it kills. It's literally magic. It tastes in your hand. And you're going to get those David Blaine reactions where people scream and go, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Assuming you're performing in Martin Luther King Avenue. I would zoom in on that if I could, but I can't. Revived, torn, and restored. I'm not sure what you mean. Unless you're referencing the David Williamson one, where it's like the transposition and then it restores, which is a fun one, but it requires 3 fucking dupes. Any trick that requires 3 duplicates, I'm not a fan of. Why are you throwing shade at Cool Ranch? I'm throwing shade at Cool Ranch because Cool Ranch is the worst Dorito. I already mentioned it. I alluded to it earlier. It's the worst Dorito, I think. If you have a spectrum of Dorito, and to analyze Dorito to this capacity, you have to be on a spectrum. But it's not. It's not the. It's. You have nacho cheese, which is the king, right? The absolute king of Dorito. You have, I would say, Cool Ranch maybe here, and then you have spicy nacho over here. Spicy nacho tastes like a hooker's asshole. It's gross. So you don't want that. That's all the way on this side. But all the way on this side, on the far right, it would be the Cool Ranch is the Proud Boys of. It's all the way on the right side of the spectrum, whereas all the way on the other side, on the complete, the fucking, what do you call it? On the complete other side, I'm not gonna make a political reference here. That would be the Cool Ranch, right? It would be the cool all the way on the other side, and then past that, imagine way past that, is the fucking spicy nachos. Gross, completely disgusting. What are your top 3 cultures that will believe you're doing real magic? Haiti, right? Haiti, I believe, just based on that David Blaine special where he goes to Port-au-Prince and he's doing sponge balls, and they're like, "Oh, he's real shaman," right? Anyone in any weird island in like Papua New Guinea, right? Is I would say probably gonna be into real magic and man, fuck, like indigenous tribes of West Africa are probably gonna think that you're a shaman. Are you a big fan of Bill Malone? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bill Malone. I love his early works is fucking tremendous. Just that set alone, that 4 DVD set from L&O Publishing is enough to make a lifetime of magic. And he's had on top of that way more stuff. His cups and balls with the old stuff. Oh man, fucking tremendous. Revived by Dwayne Williams is far too TNR. Swear by it, Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne. Is that Williams? His last name? The one from Illusionist, right? Why do I think Dwayne Reed? Is that retarded? I thought his last name was Dwayne Reed. That's obviously the store. Um, yeah, Dwayne is he's a cutie. He's a cutie. I saw him on I was WhatsApping Turner, and he was in the background doing some fun stuff over there. Let's see. Anyone in church? Yeah, believes in magic. Yeah, you're right. Anyone in church would immediately think that you're aligned with the devil. Bobby White says audio is good. After CJG says no audio. I could see the audio levels, cunt. All right, I could see it. So it's not like this time I'm trusting the waveforms on that. You go to church? No, I haven't been to church in forever. I haven't been to church in forever. Last time I was at church was maybe 5 years ago. Uh, but the thing about it is, I liked it. It was a fun experience, right? I keep telling my friend who's dating a Christian girl now that I want to go to Christian church because that's where you pick up the good faith Christian women that I'm very attracted to. So, saw you on Metal 5. It was the craziest moment. Yeah, yeah. Cody reached out to me, Cody Nottingham from Illusionist, and I said, hey, man, we're going to be doing a project down here with Eric Jones. I showed up, I think both days, that they were shooting some stuff, and it was great. Eric is a very technically skilled magician. Crazy shit. He'll fucking sleeve a coin from this far away with the sleeves up. Stupid stuff. But yeah, we went down to the beach. I went to the beach, and that was a fun little thing. But anytime I like to appear on the background of like little projects. There was one for Lost Art not so long ago with this coin vanish quath or whatever the name it, and I was in the background of that, which I just like that. I like just appearing in the background of shit, right? That's the thing. Um, Bobby White, the fact you say audio is good means you're not OG. Gee, I think Bobby White might be the most OG by technical count. You play poker? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of poker. I don't like any card games really. I mean, there's always that stereotype of, oh, you must play cards. Whenever somebody sees you with a deck, which is kind of weird, because we assume that decks mean magic, but a lot of times lay people think cards as games, right? They don't see this with magic. They see this as games, and magicians are kind of full of shit because they assume that people know or care about magic. They see cards and they mostly associate it with games. I remember, unfortunately, as cringy it as may be, back when I was in college, in between classes, I'd take a little deck and I've got the patch. All right, I'm way past this phase, but I'd faro the cards together and I'd mix it up and I'd practice little moves. And the teacher that I had didn't associate it with magic tricks. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know you did magic." He found out eventually that I did magic tricks, but he thought that I was a gambler, which is kind of odd because why would a gambler carry around? Am I fucking what's the name of this guy that Will Sasso used to do? Kenny Rogers. Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers. Right, so it's kind of a weird association, but lay people, in my experience, tend to think that cards are associated with games, which is kind of odd. Um, Again, because we think everything revolves around us as magicians. Bill Malone is in Florida. I want to visit Florida to see him perform. I think he's North Florida. I don't think he's South Florida. He doesn't seem like a South Florida. He seems like a middle of the road Florida sort of guy, right? Like a fucking uh, Jupiter. Well, Jupiter is not middle. Jupiter's still within, but like before Orlando sort of guy. That's what it seems like. Sorry, I was having a water break. A water break with the Bud Light. Jesus Christ. Let's see which one's here. Let me go through. Oh, gee, you're gonna release anything? I've had little projects that I've put like independently, like through my the channel that I've released that I no longer sell. But uh, I mean, I was a fan of that. Eventually, I do, but I really I don't think there's no need. I think for the projects, I'm happy with what I'm releasing on the Academy on Patreon. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the content that I'm putting out on YouTube. If I ever want to have something separately, maybe like the deck is something that I've had on the fucking back burner forever now, my own deck. But I don't think I'll release anything anytime soon. Like I don't have any projects per se that I'll release again. But I was happy with the ones that I released before. I was happy with the material on that. But I think that I want to focus more on the Patreon Academy stuff. I just seen his old tapes. Bill Malone on the loose, no joke. He's probably the best performer in Magic. Absolutely had the whole room for the whole set. Incredible stuff. Yeah, yeah, quite tremendous. That's the best part. And the part that's tremendous about him too is his own self marketing, right? So the guy's there self-marketing himself. He's using his name as the magic thing, and that's very powerful because then at the end of the day, they don't necessarily just remember, oh, this guy did a bunch of tricks. They remember Bill Malone did a lot of tricks. Bill Malone did this crazy thing because he's ingraining Bill Malone in the performance. Of course, not everybody could do that. And it's going to be very cringy if a lot of people do that because, you're copying essentially Bill Malone. But wonderful mentality there. And at the end of the day, those people leave the room remembering him, his name, and that he was great and wonderfully entertaining, and not just another name doing card tricks. So very powerful stuff on his end. Those Malone on Marlowe DVDs are absolute gold. Yeah, another one that he did that was great. He does, I think, on the loose, he did from one through, uh, he did seven, I think, of those. And then the six, my goodness, six DVDs of him doing Marlowe stuff, and some of it is iffy. It's not going to appeal to a lot of people. It's a lot of gambling related stuff, but it's also a lot of moves, which is a gold mine there. The gold mine is the move. Here I go again. You're right. That's the other one. God, what a fucking L&L Publishing really peaked, right? And then now I think they got sold off to whoever the fuck after Louis Falanga passed away. Woof. Let's see. There's a pedo trailer park in Florida. Why not go there and do magic? I was watching a documentary by Louis Theroux on that, and it's not the pedo one here, but it was a pedo place, which is wild because it's essentially like a prison, but not a prison. It's like a reform center where they try to reform all these pedos. And he's there talking to these guys, and he's very blunt when it comes to talking to them. He's not just like, oh, dancing around. He asks them straight up, "What are you in for?" And a lot of these people dodge and dip, and he's just there straight to the point. And one guy even considers, and I believe castrated himself chemically to avoid the thoughts of pedophilia that he had. Crazy stuff. Louis Theroux is one of my favorite documentarians just for him getting into the nitty gritty. But if you get a chance, I think it's on Daily Motion. Just look up Louis Theroux documentary, and he has a bunch talking to pedos and stuff. But they have those places. Now, not to get into this weird fucking topic, but they have those places that they live in that are like communes because they can't live within, I think, a fucking 100 feet of a school. So crazy stuff, man. But yeah, I don't doubt that there's one in Florida. Of course, we have everything down here. But man, he's massive over here. Love Louis. Yeah, he's crazy. He has a whole bunch of stuff. He had a great one about Jimmy Savile or Louis Saville, sorry. That he pretty much had an interview with him, and it was the whole before it was publicly known that this guy was a crazy, disgusting dude, and then he relooked at that. Great stuff. Anything that he puts out is wonderful. The Scientology stuff was okay. It was actually the weakest one that he did, which is crazy because Scientology has the most. It pretty much has the most content on it. I'm watching a video now, a series on the thing with the hot chick from Smallville. I think her name was Allison Mack, right? And she ran a sex cult. So I'm watching the documentary now. It's like a HBO whatever part series. Man, crazy stuff where they're branding themselves over this dude. Insane stuff, but it's very similar to Scientology. The foundational beliefs are very similar to Scientology in the sense of approaching people. Crazy stuff. But you got to watch that, man. Got to cut to bed. It was great to be able to check. Best of luck, my dude. Amen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, dog. Let's see. Make me a blue wrench. You're probably already a blue wrench to some capacity, Bobby White. All right, you have access to everything else. I think you could live without access to being a moderator. Side note, really loved your top 10 magicians video that you put out where all of them had accusations against them. Did you have fun making that video? Yeah, it was a fun one. Top 8 most attractive magicians, I believe. And it was a fun one to make. I had to go through some database for a couple of them, which was quite interesting. Jim Pace, for example, I find out that he gets to leave prison in, I think, 2028, maybe. The guy's been in there since 2010. So that's a crazy one. He's a lot older than I thought he was too, but I had to go into police records to find certain people there. So that was kind of a fun video. I mentioned it in an interview I did with Craig Petty too, which was great. I like the aesthetic because I think most people got the joke, but certain people I think skipped out on it. I just thought this was about Cool Ranch Doritos. Just kidding. Love your TikTok videos, pig. I realized too, by the way, that it is. I really did myself quite the fun job by having Pig Cake as a channel name because that shortened is Pig Piggy now. So now I got people calling me Pig and Piggy, right? And don't get me wrong, I love pigs, but there's not really a fun connotation with pigs, right? Like pigs are fat. They're cute, but they're fat. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not fat. I'm not fat. I'm not gay. Um, so I was a fan of her acting, says Hannah. Can we be friends on Instagram? God fucking damn it. I love the, again, full information that you have on my, on absolutely everything. But yeah, the blue wrench, you can live without the blue wrench, Bobby. Let me go back here and see if there's anything I missed. Charles White is probably the most successful media magician of the modern era. Not sure who that is. I'm not sure who that one is. I did mention in the previous TikTok video about Julius Dean. I have a picture of his penis on my phone. I have his dick. I forgot who sent it to me, but it's a very weird thing that he's riding a bike naked, right? It's a weird. And he has like a thing pointing down. He has like something written on his stomach, but he's just there riding a bike in the nude. And I forgot who sent me the picture, but I'm like, that's not Julius Dean, and it's fucking Julius Dean. So it's just the weirdest thing to have a picture of this guy who's the social media influencer on my phone and his penis, and it's not a powerful penis, right? Hmm. Now here's the thing about it, right? I get it. You're riding a bike. You're not going to be in the most, I would say, engorged situation. So it's all right. I give it to you. But, like exactly what Nathan says. Why are you going to ride your bike naked? You know? Don't know if you've seen it yet, but Nick Diaz is returning in September in a rematch against Robbie Lawler. Going to be a banger. Oh, my God. That sounds like somebody's going to end up dead. That's somebody's going to end up dead. I feel Nick Diaz. Could you imagine? Wasn't he? Didn't he get like suspended for like 8 years because of pot? Right, of all things in 2021 to get suspended is pot. Sean says, "How do you research and decide what do you teach on YouTube? And do you ever get worried you run out of things to teach?" No, I don't think so. Luckily as I've mentioned before, when it comes to magic, it's very easy to find like it's very easy to get burnt out, right? But I've been lucky that I've been doing this for 21 years, and I still haven't felt burnt out yet doing this. And I've been doing it as a living for the past 5 years. So it's been that, and I've been blessed that I haven't been burnt out. Now, as far as decide what to teach, if I don't teach stuff that people are selling. I think I teach. I'm comfortable with teaching variations of stuff, right? So if it's something that I have at least a little bit of a variation on, I feel comfortable teaching it as long as I say where it's from. Sometimes I do have a hard time finding out things as to where, for example, that stab. I know that it's from a bunch of different places, but I forgot where it specifically it came from. But I think that the general rule is if it's somebody's not selling it, then I'm okay with teaching it. That's I think the rule that I've abided by. I have had a little bit of issues with certain people where I taught something and they said, "Hey man, that belongs to me," and I said, well, "All right, okay," and I put it down. But then they kept a little bit shitty, so I'm like, "Oh," but I still took it down just for them. It's only happened once or twice, but apart from that, I don't think I've ever had that much of an issue with that. And again, it's not necessarily with the intent for exposure, right? So that's the conversation I had with Craig Petty. That you have a lot of people in Magic that think that any tutorials on any form on a free platform is exposure, and I've said that many times that it's fucking not. And I understand that you might not necessarily agree with it, but to argue that it's exposure is wrong. I think you are literally objectively incorrect. It's not exposure. Its intent is not to expose, it's to teach, right? At least with me, the intent is to teach. And my audience is magician. My goal is to hopefully show you something that you could then take and perform and do that maybe you might not have seen before, right? That's the goal. And I don't get it. I'll gladly fucking argue with anyone at that point. I would love to have like a full, what do you call this? They used to call them blood sports, an internet blood sport argument with a magician on that, because I don't think that, you know, it's not a correct argument. Stupid argument. If we don't spread our art, it will die quickly. I saw it on Reddit today. I think the best way to describe it is a quote that I saw on the Magician Reddit that says, "Magic is a closed door, but it's not locked." And I think that's a great way to see it because it's really a closed door, right? It's not an open world. It's not an open place where you could see everything. It's closed because we're hiding behind our secrets, but at the same time, it's not locked. Anybody could come in and open a door, and I think that's how it should be. Because if it's open, then it's not an art. Because then the secrets, by its nature, magic is a fucking art that's behind the secrets, right? The point is that you're showing a trick, you're showing something, and there's a secret to it. But at the same time, it should be accessible to everyone. If you really have the passion, if you have the dedication, if you have the motivation, why not? Why have it closed off? You know, why have it to your little niche group of people? It's kind of gross. I just bought some Doritos, Cool Ranch, and nacho cheese. So you're mixing them both right now. What you got Republicans and you got liberals, and you said no. I'm putting it all in one bag. All right, fuck that. That's what you're doing. You're shaking the system, Jared. Hungry and Hungover says the only exposure that's shitty is literally uploading somebody's DVD or effect, which is another thing that people do, which I don't agree with. Especially if somebody's selling it, somebody's trying to, selling an idea that spent the time to edit, to research, to do everything that it comes to manufacturing a project, and then you're literally teaching it. Like that's not right. It's not yours to teach. But the thing is that the argument that you have with people like that, which is kind of nuts, is the idea of okay, so if I taught this trick for $1, you wouldn't have a problem with it. But the fact that I have it on YouTube, you have a problem with it. That doesn't make any sense because a layperson could pay $1 and learn the same shit. There's still somebody that's not necessarily interested in magic. So your only barrier is money. That's what you care about. It doesn't make any sense. Hit me up if you want to know about exposure, says Bobby White. I'm sure you know a lot about exposing information, right, Bobby White? I'm sure you know way too much about exposing information that you shouldn't necessarily know or have the time to look up. This guy looks like he dips his Cool Ranch Doritos in strawberry scented KY jelly. Well, here's what I used to do when I was a fat ass, which I didn't realize how much it was, right? How much of a fat fuck it was. I would dip Doritos. So I would have, Cool Ranch Doritos. Sorry, not Cool Ranch. Freudian slip. I'd have nacho cheese Doritos and I'd dip it in honey mustard and I'd eat that. I used to do that as a youth. Could you imagine how disgusting you feel after that? After dipping Doritos in nacho cheese? I'm a retard. I'm actually a retard. Dipping Doritos in honey mustard. Gross. I feel gross even saying that. So oxymoron, you're not that far off. You're not that far off. Bipartisan Doritos, genius. Yeah, that is bipartisan Doritos. That's we're melding our two conflicting parties here in the states together. That's what we should have more of. We shouldn't have this divide, right? Red, blue, uh, Young Turks, Alex Jones. We should just be one. We should just grab the Doritos, my friends, and shake them in one bag. All right. And if you reach in and you grab a Cool Ranch, well, you know what? You enjoy that Cool Ranch. Hi, I'm from Venezuela and I want to die. I have a lot of Venezuelan friends. I realize the most insulting thing you could say to a Venezuelan is, what part of Colombia are you from? And then the most insulting thing to say to Colombian is, hey, so what part of Venezuela you're from? There's a lot of animosity there, which I just find that funny. Do people mistake you for Masvidal down there? Well, Masvidal, I've realized he has like a weird his beard. I have the Arabic right mustache. It's like he has like a very straight linear beard. Like I don't have the same beard as him. And also he has this weird thing with his hair. So I don't see a similarity there. Please say Mama Huevo. Is Mama Huevo? I thought that was Mexican. I thought that was a Mexican insult. Like, oye, Mama Huevo. I thought that was a Mexican thing. I really haven't heard anybody from South America say that. I've heard people from Central America say that. Um, Bobby White says, I can imagine you doing that. I'm sure you probably have video of me doing that. Bobby White. Chicken and a biscuit crackers are the worst. I don't know what the hell you just said. What are you talking about? Chicken and a biscuit cracker. That's not even English. No, it's asking where are your papers and proceed to treat them like Germany treated Jews in the 1930s. Is that what's the most insulting thing to, what do you call this, a Venezuelan? Masvidal doesn't have as good traps as Piggy. Well, I haven't worked out in about 2 weeks because I've been walking. I walked a lot, so I walked 5 to 6 miles every day for a long time, and I feel like I stretched my groin. My groin it feels terrible, so I've been sitting on that for a little bit. I think I pulled my groin helping Daniel move back in whatever the fuck it was, and I just kept working out. I kept working out with the pulled groin, so I've been very uncomfortable since. Hopefully, it's not a fucking tumor in my balls, but yeah, I haven't been working out, so I don't feel like I don't feel good. I don't feel trap heavy. So we'll find out. Yesterday, I subscribed to your channel, and I really enjoy your videos. Hey, man, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I'm glad you're not you didn't look at a couple of videos and you said, yeah, fuck this guy and his weird jokes. He's not funny, right? And he's short, which means that he has a small limp penis. And you know what? I don't stand for small limp penasia here. So it's because he's been punched in the face for decades now, right? He also looks like a fuck ass. Masvidal looks like every person that graduated from Miami High that I know. He has the same type of face. We call it gangueritos, right? Like little gangsters is the word. But they're there. They ride their small bikes. So Masvidal looks like 90% of the delinquents down here. I like your jokes and your persona. I don't understand people that attack you. Well, sometimes I say stuff that could be insulting to other people of certain cultures, maybe. I think it's all the same, honestly. My culture is very easy to make fun of, so it should be reciprocal. But some people take it seriously, and they go on Reddit and they say that I'm an alt right 4chan troll, which is great. Sorry, my English is horrible. Well, you're from Venezuela. Actually, no, you guys don't say the thiteo in Venezuela. I like Venezuelan Spanish more than Colombian Spanish, although they're too formal for me, right? Like I'm used to Cuban Spanish that's very informal. That's like, oye mami, siéntate en mi cara, like that's what I'm used to. Over there, you guys are very formal, señor, señora. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that. I don't like the what do you call this? That aesthetic of it. Oxymoron says, do people in South Florida confuse you with the Cuban Egyptian guy that gives out $5 hand shandies behind a sketchy convenience store on A Street? Here's the thing that I have to ask you, my friend. Which sketchy convenience store on A Street? Because you have described 99% of stores on A Street. They're all shady. They're all sus. They're all they're all shady. There's no good street down here. Or sorry, good store on A Street. They're all shit. I'm really surprised if you're Spanish. Well, Spanish was my first language. Spanish was my first language, my friend. It was I was a nice Cuban boy, and then I was taught English by a wonderful black woman named Miss Carson, who's dead now. She taught me English, as she did a lot of people that went to that particular elementary school. And then I lost Spanish and became gringo with my continuation through school. So you lose it, and now my Spanish sounds like a gringo. So when I speak actual Spanish to people, I forget words. Like I was telling my friend yesterday, talking about all these Cuban guys that are going through this stuff and listening to them talk about what's going on in Cuba. I'm like, I wish I had that quickness. Like they have a great vocabulary, and I've tried reading in Spanish. I've tried reading out loud, and articles that I would normally read in English, finding a Spanish version and reading it out loud just to try to build up my vocabulary. But man, it's not as easy. I wish it was fun. Let's see. I'm Brazilian pig cake. Do you know how many Brazilians in Florida? I know that South Florida has a fat Brazilian population. There's a lot of Brazilians down here. The old school that I had, a lot of the kids were Brazilian, and their parents are very attractive. They're very fucking attractive. Just because Venezuelans too. Speaking of that, right? Speaking of the Venezuelans and the Colombians and that man, god damn. Because by the thing about Cuban women, for example, is that Cuban women look tremendous from 18 to 25, right? And then once they're past 25, they look the same way that they're going to look like for the rest of their lives. And Cuban women don't really get a lot of surgery, right? Like Cuban women, they just get fat and they just, that's it. They're fat with big tits. And they stay that way for the rest of their life. Venezuelan and Colombian and Brazilian women, they get touched up. So by the time they start noticing things sagging, they get work done. And let me tell you, they look good. They look good. They look good, right? But some of them do it too much. So you need to find a nice healthy middle. Um, but we have a fat population. Frantic Stash says more like 16 to 19. Yeah, but I'm going legally. I'm saying it legally. Magic Orthodoxy says, "What did I miss?" We're talking about your wonderful review earlier of the Big Cake Magic Academy, of which I appreciate. Thank you very much. And then also, I liked your little. You had a speech. You had a speech talking about competition in Magic earlier in your video, which I also agree with wholeheartedly. I don't understand this competitive thing that magicians tend to have online. Um, but I loved your video, and I'm very appreciative to it, Magic Orthodoxy. So thanks, Dad. If I didn't say it earlier, I'm gonna say it to you again here. Thanks, Father. Although you're upset at me because of my long hippie hair, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Honestly, I want to cut it, but when we cut it, uh, like when I cut it, I still want to keep the long hair though. So I feel like I'm just gonna end up looking like what we call as a puto, right? Like a fuck boy. A nice Michael Jackson shirt. See, I'm glad you knew it. I'm glad you knew immediately what it was. Just seeing it once, you knew that it was from Michael Jackson. Beat it, right? Tremendous music video. I wish you could. I wish I could rock those pants, but unfortunately, I cannot. At least I could rock the shirt. But I'm glad you recognized it. Fancy Stash says, "Do you think all the Zulus will be eating their recently acquired televisions now that they're burnt off the food distribution centers?" God damn. That is a lot. But as I mentioned earlier, there's conflict going on everywhere. Everywhere. The world's burning. Hanai says Puerto Rico has slang in Spanish. Is probably an island thing. Yeah, they combine a lot of English and Spanish words, which people don't like. So, for example, I forgot who I was saying this to yesterday, but cuenta. Actually, Turner. I was talking to Turner yesterday, and I said the word cuenta. and cuenta means like tab, like hey, dame la cuenta, right? We say along with the Puerto Ricans, we say oye, dame el cheque, cheque meaning give me the check, right? But cheque is from English. So it's one of those weird combination. I don't know the term for when they combine. It's not Spanglish. There's an official term for it. But if you say that, for example, in front of a Venezuelan or a Colombian or somebody from that has a formal Spanish, they'll be like, "You're fucking wrong. You speak like gutter trash." Oh, and I know that from experience through dealing with Colombians on a full time basis. Oxymoron says, I'm not Cuban. Pig cake. Do you know how many people that aren't Cuban in South Florida? We are, as I hate to say the word melting pot, but we are a melting pot down here in South Florida. We have all different types. But the vast majority that I at least interact with are the Cubans because of the fact that we had wet foot, dry foot in the 90s, where if you made your way from Cuba on the back of a refrigerator to the Holy Land, that is anywhere near the coast of Miami, Key West, well, you were now, my friend, a citizen. So that's why there's a nice, vast population of Cubans here compared to other places or other ethnicities. Oxymoron. But yeah, but we have a nice. But I tend to like the Cubans though. I tend to like the Cubans. I feel like at home with them. Not only because I'm literally one of them, but they tend to be as the older ones. The new ones are not. I'm not a fan of them. The new ones are driving. They all drive the same Honda Accord, straight piped. You know, the modified. Ugh, gross. They all drive the same type of sports bike. They all have the same. I. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, tremendous. Tremendous. I love it. I love the internet. I love 2021 paying $80 to T-Mobile and still having fucking internet problems. Oh yeah, so nice. So fun. I really do love it. It's my favorite thing on the planet, having fucking internet problems in 2021. It makes me feel like the money that I give to T-Mobile is well worth its weight in gold. Jesus. Let me refresh this and see if I get it. I don't know if I'm live or not. I really don't know. Can I see? Okay, there you go. I see myself now. Hello, friends. Sorry about that. It's 2021, and I enjoy paying a bill to T-Mobile and having inconsistent internet, and then going to T-Mobile and having a guy with a fade haircut sell me on why they're the best above all other internet people, which is tremendous. Let me make sure the audio's there. Above all other. There you go. The audio's good. What's my favorite Avenger? Well, I actually here's the thing. I swore off Marvel movies. I swore off Marvel movies because I feel like I could only have one amount of virginity. Right? I can only have a small amount of virginity. So I swore off. But a friend of mine invited me to watch Black Widow recently, and I went, and I found it funny. It was a funny, nice movie. It was good. It was all right. It wasn't full of shit, and I enjoyed it, which I hate myself for because I swore off watching any Marvel movies, just because the culture behind it is just terrible, right? So you have like same thing with really Rick and Morty, like anything that has any potential, people ruin it. So I'm not a huge fan of watching those, but at least I enjoy Black Widow. At least I enjoy Black Widow. Bobby White says somebody send this guy some Bitcoin, right? Unfortunately, the Bitcoin is not going to help T-Mobile make their phone internet faster. Let's see. Why'd you choose the name Pigcake? I think I've talked about that many times on this channel. You could look at my previous streams where I mentioned as to why my name is Pigcake. For a moment, the electricity was gone. I was scared. When I remember I'm Venezuela, I get more scared. That's fucking tremendous. I thought we were about to get level one drought emergency in Vegas. JT says, really, I hate it. Um, if I had a chance to ask the Spanish, I would know more about the book Burning Crusades, says SH Magic Trick Tutorials. Okay, that's odd. Well, I mean, the my people, right, were in Spain for like 500 years, right, which is quite a fun period of time in history. Unfortunately, one of the many things that we had to learn here in American school, at least the ones that I went to, is about Spanish history. Spent 12 years learning about Spanish history and failing every opportunity and wondering why you would fail to a class that you really couldn't like really fucking give a fuck about. But they made you take history of Spain, so you had to learn about the rivers and their provincias and all that stuff. So that was quite a fun time in my life. I hated it, and it was really useless because, oh, guess what? Now you could teach in Spain. I don't want to teach in Spain. Why would I want to teach in Spain? But apart from that, okay. So I don't know if I wanted to I wanted to end this right, uh, like in what 70 minutes. I think that was a good time, right? I think we did a good time frame here. But check out Magic Orthodoxy's video, which is a review on the Magic Academy. I think it was wonderful. Again, I'm very thankful to that. I uploaded a couple videos this week to the channel. I think they were quite fun. A TikTok video. I think that was a great one. The other one too was a tutorial, I believe, on a card stab. I don't know if that was the one before, but they were fun videos. You should definitely check them out. TikTok Cringe. It's always I have a little playlist that I'm gonna make on TikTok videos and reaction to TikTok videos. So you should look out for that. And I think the next video I'm gonna upload on what's today? Today's Wednesday, maybe Friday. I think Friday is gonna be another upload. Bobby White says, "See you later, Jason." God fucking damn it. Thank you for that, Bobby. But here's the thing, right? So for me to stop the stream, I have to go all the way over there, and you have to see my NASA shorts. You have to see my NASA shorts as I go to actually end the stream because I don't have a modicum of production value. As a matter of fact, I have the exact opposite of production value. Look at that. Look at the Dutch tilt. How could I end this? I mean, usually I have some inspiring words to end this on, right? I know the stream died there a little bit in the middle, but what inspiring words can I end this with? I don't know. Get checked. Get checked. STDs are rampant.